welcome back to Toe of the Week. Did another beautiful design that matches the nails I did on Monday. Those sexy corset nails. Well, look at the toes now. Aren't those sexy? For one, you can't beat a set of red toes. And then corset on top of it, yeah, even better. I am loving this set. Love the nails, love the toes. And of course, I cannot wait to share Fashion Friday's outfit of the day that matches the entire look. I hope you guys are enjoying that. Now, if you are new to my channel, hit that big red subscribe button right there. Hit the notification bell so you are notified of all of my uploads. Since I do teach keto and help many people get their life back, I would love to continue to do that. So I would ask, please, if you could also share my channel, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, word of mouth, however you can. Help my channel to grow so I can help many people get their lives back. And I hope you enjoy the nails, toes, and outfits that follow in between all of that. Let's get started on today's design. Everybody take care, God bless, and I will see each and every one of you in my very next upload. Hello everyone. So here's what I chose to go with for this week's nail design, a beautiful red and corset toe design. If you'd like to see how I did this one, continue watching. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Toe of the Week, doing another beautiful design. I'm doing this to match the nails that I did on Monday. I did those beautiful corset nails, and I love the way they turned out. So of course I'm gonna do the toes to match. If you didn't get a chance to see the corset nail design, definitely check that out. It was on Monday's video. And now we're gonna do pretty much the same thing, but I always do the toes a little bit different. So I've done all of the baby toes in the beautiful red that I used on the nails here. And then the big toe is going to look like the corset. And then I will go over the baby toes with the Northern Lights that sparkle like I did on here. I will do that on the baby toes. Then of course, after I get the corset on here, I will go over with the Northern Lights on that too. Let me show you the products I'm using. So on the big toe, I did a French look. So I started with this. I used all the same products as Monday, but I'll still go over. Bubble Bath, got that from Sally's. And then the red I'm using is Sally Hanson Insta Dry. It's just one coat I used, a beautiful, beautiful polish called Rapid Red. And then I'm going to be working with acrylic paints. I'm going to use black and silver. The black one here is the Apple Barrel from Walmart, 50 cents, just black. And the silver is just silver. This is the Palmer paints. I got a big pack of those from Target. It was all different colors. And I love this silver. The quality of the paint is really good. And the Apple Barrel paints are great too. And then, of course, like I said, I'm going to go over with the, well, first I'll show you what I'm going to use for the dotting tool. To do the dots like I did here to do the holes, I'm going to use the dotting tool. I'm going to use this end and I'll dip it in the silver paint and then put the silver dots down first. And then I will use Robin Moses's brush, and for some reason, oh, here it is. Let me show you. I'm going to use the brush to go in with the black then in the centers like I did there. In the centers I put the black dots. I'll use her brush, the Robin Moses nailart.com. That's how you order it. It's called the wand. There's the tip of it, and I will use that to dip in the black paint to go inside like that, inside the dots to put the black. Then I will also use that to do the, the lacing up as if it was the corset. So if you were to pull these strings, you'd pull that corset closed, and I wanted that open look. I think that looks cool. So I'm going to get one of these done in the corset, and I will return to show you how I am doing that. All right, so I've got one of them done with that corset opening like I did on the fingers. Now we're gonna do the other toe to show you. So let me get lined up here and draw in. And we're just gonna freehand this, and you don't have to be perfect with your lines. Remember, some of them I was doing a little bit smaller, some a little bit wider. So right now I'm gonna make this one a little bit wider on this side compared to the other one. I'll make this side a little bit wider. And you just kind of are rounding it. So just go as close as you can to the skin here and then round it off like that and then fill it in. Now don't worry if you get it on the skin because you do want it to be completely on the toe. I always say that. Better to have it on the toe than, you know, to leave it because you're afraid of touching the skin, because we can clean it right off the skin. So just try to get that as rounded as possible. Just kind of getting in there. And I am such a perfectionist. I'm bothered by that little curve there. I want that to go in more. So I'm just going to push it in like that and then round it off. And then I'm going to tip off the end here. And like I said, I'm not worried if I get some on the skin. Then we're going to go to the other side. And actually, I am not happy with this. Hang on. I'm going to round this a little bit better here. Like that. There we go. And then the other side, same thing. We're going to make this a little bit smaller though. Go over to the corner here and just round it like that, and then fill it in like that. And make sure I've got it down in this corner here. Perfect. And then get inside this corner good. And then I'm going to go across the whole top. I don't even care if it touches the skin. I will clean it off. But just like the nail design I did, I want this to look like the bottom of the corset. So we're going to go all the way across so that the toe is fully got the red on it. Getting in these little corners. My toenails are so short right now, so I have to do that. I like my toenails short though. And for some reason, oh, it is getting covered. Okay, so that's that. And now we're going to do some cleanup. Going to grab this small brush and some acetone inside of here. And we're going to dip in. I always dip in and then just, you know, on the towel here. Well, you can't even see this. The towel here, I just dip some off. Then we're just going to, I'm going to move that cover. Then we're just going to go like this and start wiping it off. And red always is more staining, so you want to go over and wipe it real good after you've wiped the red. Wipe it off on the towel here. Wipe again and then dip in, because otherwise it will keep putting red on your toe. I hate that. It's the only thing I hate about red. I love red toes. I do. Don't get me wrong. I love red polish. I just hate how when you're doing the cleanup, it just is so red on the toes. But it does come off the skin after a few days, a few showers. Eventually just comes off the skin. So, but yeah, I got pretty close here. So I really need to get in here and do this cleanup good. I really should have a glove on because I don't want to mess this up. And I'd like to get in there with my fingernail with a glove on, but I think I'll be able to do it with this brush okay. Just get in there and really clean it up good. You see how it's just kind of staining a little bit to the skin, but don't worry about that. Like I said, it will come off eventually after a shower or whatnot, but just get in there as close as you can and do this good cleanup work. Okay. Now I'm really gonna brush this off this brush because you can see it's still on there as I dip. There, once it's really clean, then you can get in there again and really clean that up. But yeah, that's the one thing I hate about red. That's the only thing I hate about red, because I think red is very seductive, very beautiful, but it's very staining, so I can't stand that. That's the only thing I hate. And as you're cleaning, it's like, oh my gosh, you got to clean this brush so many times. I'm going to open up the corner here a little bit and get in there better. And then we'll give it a good rub right there. And same thing, give it a good rub right there. And like I said, this doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm a perfectionist, so to me, if I see a little bit on the skin, it like freaks me out. I don't know, it just does. I hate it on the skin. And then it's like, well, I'm going to take a shower and hopefully it'll come off the skin. But it does take a few times when it's red. It does actually take a few more extra times to get it off the skin, even with the shower, just because red is more staining, and certain reds are even worse than others. So yeah, so this cleanup was a little bit more, sorry about that, but again, it's better to get right up next to the nail than to just take that chance of not having it on the nail completely. It's not as pretty. So let me clean this brush better. Okay, and it's like there's a little piece of hair or something in there. I can't stand that. All right, I think that right there is probably pretty good. I know it's not perfect and it is bothering me, but I think we're gonna be okay. I think I'll survive, right guys? Okay, and just wipe a little bit more there. So that's good there. So now we've got that part done, the corset part done. And so now I'm gonna let them both dry, and then we're gonna go on to the holes to make the lace up part. So I'm going to get one done and then I will return. All right, so now you see I've got the silver dots, and on the toe, because the toe is shorter, I'm just doing 4. On the toe fingernails, I did 5 and 6, depending on how long the nail was. So we're gonna dip in just into the little bit of silver here, and I'm just gonna do 4 here. So 1, 2, and keep them the same size, 3, 4. So you wanna dip back in, otherwise the dots get smaller. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's that. Now we've got the dots to start the openings as if it was the holes to put the lace through. We're going to let this dry and we're going to go on to the black inside. I'll return. Okay, now I've got the black dots in it, and I also forgot to do the lace part. So we're going to work on the lace part first with the brush, and then we'll go on to the black dots in the center as well. That's drying. So just going to get a little bit of paint on here. And we're just gonna go and do little loops for the lace like that. Just do loops going all the way around. You don't need a lot of paint for it, but just make sure you keep dipping and getting, enough paint so that it doesn't get too light, just like that. And then do your other side, same thing, just making loops, pretty simple. And they don't have to be perfect because some of it's gonna be covered when you do the laces. So just like that. So that part's done. And then just take a little bit of paint and inside of each silver dot, just put a dot of black. Again, not going to show too much, but it'll show a little bit. So just get your black dots inside of there. And same thing on the other side. Like that. Perfect. Now we can get ready to do the laces. So I'm going to let, of course, these dry up very well because we don't want to ruin the laces on here. Sorry, don't want to ruin the laces. So, or the lace work that I did, I don't want to ruin that. So we're going to let this dry nice, and then we're going to start doing the actual lacing through the holes. I'm going to do one and I will return. All right. So I've got one of them done. Now, of course, the laces, I'll show you my thumb, are going to be shorter since the nails are a lot longer and your toes are a lot shorter. So when you're doing your lace work coming up with the lace, the end of it, it's going to be a little bit shorter, but that's okay. Still looks really great. So I'll draw in here, and then we're going to dip into the black, and we're going to start by just doing X's. Go from one dot and X down to the next dot like that. Dip back in. Now go to your next dot and bring it to that one, and then bring it down to that one. So you've got like you're tying up a shoelace. Then the same thing, go to the last one there, and then go to your last one on this side, bringing it over like that. Then we only have room to do a little lace coming off, so we're just gonna go like this very lightly and just kind of zigzag and go like this and bring it like that. And then same thing with the last one, just go like this and bring it like that. See, it's short laces, but that's okay because it's on a toe. And it still looks super cute. I love the look of it. So now we're going to let all of this dry up. Then I'm going to do a coat like I showed you of that Northern Lights. It is a top coat holographic, and you have to shake it up really good. Then we're going to do it on all the toes. And I'll come back and show you that end like on just one of the toes. I'll be back to show you that part. All right, so all of them are done now with the Northern Lights. Everything dried up good, so I'm going to go over and just show you this one on the big toe, and then we will put the top coat on and we will be done. So I just completely shook this up, and that's what it looks like when it's all shook up, that beautiful holographic. The reason I love this is the micro glitter in it is so like small that you can go over any design and it doesn't cover it. That's what I love. So we're going to do a nice thick coat, and we're going to float this across, excuse me, float it across so that it doesn't ruin my design. Even though the design is dry, you always just want to make sure you float, because when you do paint jobs and stuff like that, they can get ruined, even if they're dry when you're putting wet over the top of it. So always float your designs so it doesn't ruin anything. But see how it gives it that beautiful sparkle? And now it looks just stunning. I love it. Absolutely love it. So now the last step I have is just to add the Dry Fast top coat, my Seche Vite. I will show you that. I get this from Sally's, and they have two. They have a top coat or a base coat. Always make sure that you look for that right there where it says dry, fast top coat. Because if you get the wrong one and you're doing it and wondering why it's not drying fast, you bought the one, the wrong one. One will say base coat, and then this one here, very small, says dry, fast top coat. That's the one you want. So we're going to do a nice thick coat of that, and I'll return to show all of you the end product. Alrighty, I am all done. Got another cute set of toes. Love the corset look. Aren't these adorable? And of course, I always do them a little bit different than the nails. I did all the nails with the corset, and then the baby toes on my toes are just red with the glitter, and then of course the big toe has that corset look. But I love the way these turned out. Aren't they just stunning and sexy? I love them. And of course, you can do it in any color you like. Maybe a black would look good with silver, maybe a bright pink, whatever color you like. I just really like the red, and I was so excited to do it with the black strings. I just think it's sexy, and of course, the Northern Lights really topped it off really well. So anyways, I hope all of you are doing well. I always get so excited when the toe design is done because that means the nails are done, the toes are done, and that means Fashion Friday is coming up that will match the whole ensemble. Everybody take care, God bless, and I will see each and every one of you in my very next upload.